Oh dear. I think me and Chris from Niche Safari have started a bit of a global debate about the Google Snippet Ban. This could get interesting. Should we get into it? Let's do it. Hi and welcome back to the channel again. So yes, there is an interesting debate going on Twitter. Now I'm not a big Twitter fan to be honest, but I was sent the link by Chris from Niche Safari who emailed me and said, ooh, we may have got into a little bit of trouble with John Mueller over at Google, which is not something you usually want to do if you're trying to rank a website on Google. However, it is a really interesting story, and as always I like to share what's going on in my business. That's basically all I do on my YouTube channel, and this is definitely something that is interesting me, and I am kind of dragged into it. I am a bit of a part of it now. So for me it started off when Chris from Niche Safari said, did you see any interest in traffic increase or decrease in the November/December Google Core Update, which was supposed to be related to products? And I said, yeah, I did actually. I saw 3 of my websites have around a 20 to 30% drop in traffic. Chris then said, you need to check your snippets. Go into SEMrush and see how many featured snippets you're winning. And I did, and lo and behold, none. I've lost all my snippets across 3 different websites. So that obviously perked up my interest and I started making some inquiries. So I do have a lot of contacts in this industry and I got a lot of people to share their data with me, their analytics, and I got to see some really interesting patterns. Now, one of the patterns I've noticed is it generally is anybody who's lost 20 or 30% of traffic in that core update seem to have lost all their snippets. It literally looks like at the flick of a button or the rollout of an algorithm update that they instantly lost every single snippet they had. Now I've been trying to figure out why this has happened, if it's anything I've done wrong, and it led me down to a path where I started to email and contact more experienced SEO specialists. And one of those people was Barry Schwartz over at rustybricks.com. He runs a YouTube channel and he's part of the SEO community, and he writes and he's a journalist for the SEO Roundtable. Now, I've got the SEO Roundtable website up here in front of me because basically I asked Barry what had happened with the Google snippets. Does he think there's a site-wide ban? Now, I emailed Barry on the 6th of February and he was kind enough to email instantly back. And you can see his reply here on the screen, which, to be honest, I thought was a little short and sweet and was quite generic, if I'm honest. Google and many SEO specialists often put any upsets in traffic to poor quality content. So around 10 days later, the 16th of February, Barry has published an article in the SEO Roundtable, which is talking about this snippet ban. And I've got the article here in front of me, and I will put it up on screen as well, entitled, Google, There is No Snippet-Wide Ban. And Barry goes on to say, over the past few months, there has been some talk among the SEO community that Google has implemented a site-wide snippet ban. I've never heard or seen such a thing, so I just replied as such and told them that the rich feature snippets can go away after a core update is released. It's a quality thing. And he's right, that is exactly what he replied to me. So that's the email I sent to him, and he replied, it's a quality thing. After an update, you can often lose all your snippets. And he goes on in the article to say that he has now tweeted John Mueller at Google, and they've actually addressed the video, the original video that was published, which was from Chris from Niche Safari. Now, I will leave a link to that video in the description. Many of you may have watched it. You can obviously go to the SEO Roundtable, read the article, and the link to Chris's video is there. And that's the video where, like I say, Chris was the first person to kind of bring to light to me and to others through his YouTube channel that there might possibly be a site-wide snippet ban. So obviously the conversation on Twitter has now taken off. Barry Schwartz twittered John Mueller, asked him this question, and John Mueller has actually replied to it. Now, John Mueller, if you don't know who he is, he's like the senior web developer over at Google. Basically, he is everything to do with Google, organic traffic and rankings, etc. Now, the tweet started from a gentleman called Martin FTW. And Martin, if you're watching the channel, thank you very much for actually fighting our corner. It seems that a few people have also jumped in the Twitter feed now and are also backing up the theory that they too lost all their snippets at that core update. And Martin asked, hi John, after watching the following video, which was one of mine, Martin shared, I can see that my site has also suffered from a site-wide snippet ban with the 2021 November update. Is this a bug? John Mueller then said, is there a shorter version of this video? I don't want to watch Carl's video. Is there a URL that you can show me with any specific data? And Martin has then gone on to reply and says, Hutchandcage.com, which is one of my websites, which had over 50 snippets and now has 0. Martin's put, Hutchandcage.com has 0 featured snippets and they have lost them all in the November update. The site had 50 plus snippets before this date. Additional information, Martin's also said that snippets are still appearing for the same search query that I was getting the snippets from. It's just that other people are now winning those snippets. So it's not as if there's no snippet for that question. What Martin's saying there is that the snippets are still appearing. It's just Carl on Hutchandcage.com has lost the snippets. Now, I'm still ranking for those positions, but I've just actually lost the snippets. Now, the conversation goes on and on and on, which is great. Like I say, I love the debate of it. It's fantastic. Now, the part of this that I find really bizarre is the answers that we are getting from John Mueller. And first of all, John says it can be a quality issue of content. And then shortly after, it's backed up by somebody else on Twitter saying, yeah, I think it's a poor quality content issue. And then John Mueller says, oh, actually, it might not be that. It could definitely be another reason. Okay, so is it a quality issue or is it another reason? You know, I just don't know. Now, here's my standpoint on this. I don't think it's a quality issue. Now, the reason being, I have had the chance to look at multiple websites, and many of these websites are fitting the criteria for EAT, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. They match those criteria, and they've been growing for years and years and years, and then suddenly in November, lost all their snippets. Now, I don't see that quality control is a reason why those websites lost their snippets. Now, my website that's mentioned, Hutchandcage.com, yes, hands up, it's not the best quality in the world, but it is original, it does answer the search query, and it is user-friendly. The site speed's fast. Yes, it's got display ads on it, but, you know, so do millions and millions of other websites. But the thing that really bugs me, and this is kind of the rant alert here, is that on those sites where I lost those snippets, the snippets that are now being won for those search queries, when you click into them, the content is terrible. It's clearly spun or AI content where it's 1,000 words of garbage, but the 2 lines that's winning that snippet is really well written. So people are writing these articles where you're getting a terrible user experience for content, but they're answering the target paragraph really well, which means they're winning that snippet. Whereas I've got a general article that is very good all the way through, and I've lost those snippets. So when people are saying it's a poor quality content issue, I don't believe that is the case. I really don't. So what is the fix or the solution for this? Well, there is no known cure at the moment. However, we do have a theory that we are testing at the moment. Josh, a friend of mine from White Hat Blogging, has given me a suggestion of what it could be. Josh is a very advanced SEO specialist, developer, and he is somebody who's worked with many big companies and many products and tools out there that you're probably using. He has helped to develop. And he's come up with a theory, and it's something we are testing out. Now, I'm not going to release what this theory is yet because basically we don't know if it works. Only if this theory works can I then share it with you. I don't want to waste your time, but you know, if this totally works, then Josh over at White Hat Blogging, you definitely need to go give him a like and a subscribe to his channel. Again, links are in the description. It will be a big thank you to him, and he will be one of the first people to figure this out if it works. So fingers crossed it does. Again, we don't know if it's going to do, or if Google are just going to simply do another update and reverse the actual problem. If it's a bug, they will often just fix it in the next update and not really tell us. So I am going to test this theory out, and hopefully it does work. And if it does, I will bring you the information and show you the results. But at the moment, 3 of my websites have still got 0 snippets, and I still believe that it's a bug rather than a Google snippet ban. But only time will tell, and who knows, Google and John Mueller might actually come out and actually say whether it is a bug or whether they fixed it, or they may just continue to say it's a poor quality of content issue. Who knows? So thank you to Chris over at Niche Safari for bringing the snippet ban to my attention. Thank you to Martin over at Twitter, who's highlighted my case and actually got the conversation going. Head over to Twitter. Like I said, all the links are in the description. Have your say in Twitter. It is a debate. It's not an argument. You know, we're not here to argue with each other, but there is something going on, and it would be nice to get to the bottom of it in a friendly debate. So thanks for joining me on this video. I'll keep you updated, and I'll see you in the next video.